Hello, hello. How you doing? Heather Jean here. I am here with another installment of Confidence with Coffee, and I don't know where I put my coffee. Somewhere behind the camera. It doesn't matter. I can survive without coffee. How are you doing? Have a cup of coffee with me. Have it instead of me. So I'm here with another installment of the Confidence Through Cabaret podcast and vodcast. If you're here on this YouTube, then check out the vodcast. Look up, well, I'll tell you in a second. Look up the latest vodcast. And if you are here on the YouTube channel and you want to hear it on podcast, you can search Confidence Through Cabaret anywhere you get your podcasts from. I'm getting my podcast and vodcast all mixed around in my head. I always knew that would happen one day. So I'm so pleased to be sharing this episode. I'm always pleased, but I'm just so delighted with the conversation that happened. So I had the honor and privilege and pleasure of spending an hour with a business mentor, 2 times international best-selling author, podcast host in her own right, mom of 2, and self-love warrior, Kelly Rolfe. And Kelly and I got into a full conversation about energy right from the beginning, not at all planned. We just started talking about energy, and then we went from there. And in this podcast episode, we talk a lot about that energy, masculine and feminine energy. And I guess we were always kind of going to get into this anyway, because Kelly calls herself a self-love warrior. And for the imagery for that, she talks about the feminine or empowered warrior and the disempowered warrior. And when I said that I heard that word warrior, I thought of it being, warrior being doing and conquering and achieving, and which is very masculine energy. But we also talked about that feminine energy of creativity and intuition and feeling and playfulness, which all children have a sense of playfulness. So let me ask you this. When's the last time you had fun? Has it been a while? Because very often, not only women, but especially women will put everything and everyone first. I need to be a mom, or I need to be a partner, or I need to be a business person, or I need to be, all of these different labels, all these things that we think we need to be doing as women in a patriarchy. We feel like we have all these things to look after, and therefore we're so often in the masculine energy, and we're not in that sense of play. Let's have a listen.
I often in my containers will ask my clients, when was the last time you really had fun? And it's really sad how many women can't actually answer that question.
I love that question.
Because we just don't believe that there's space to be a great partner and be a great mother and be a great business owner, or be a great corporate woman, businesswoman, and have fun. But we get one shot at this life, man. One shot. And if my days on this earth end tomorrow or next year, you better believe I want my kids to hold on to that trampoline play we have. And you better believe I want my husband to sit and say we laughed every day of our life.
Oh, I love what Kelly says there about that sense of fun. And yeah, in our last breaths, we want to be thinking life was full of laughter and fun and play and creativity. So we're meant to do that. Whether we identify as male or whether we identify as female, we have a masculine and feminine energy. And I've always in business talked about different energies and preferences, personality preferences, and so I've always talked about introversion and extroversion and thinking and feeling, and the different personality profiles that you'd find in Jung's work. But since I've come to Confidence Through Cabaret, and since we've been really kind of sharing what it means to be confident and how to confident and how to build momentum and how to really learn to take up space and own it and raise our voice and share our message. That requires tapping into our creativity, our pleasure, our sensuality. All of those things are associated with what we would call feminine energy. And, I think a lot of times when we have a lot to do or when times get tough, we forget our sense of humor. We forget our sense of fun, or at least we have a difficult time connecting to it. So if that's you right now, I get it. Um, I don't think anyone would have noticed that I lost my sense of fun when I was going through the death of a husband, um, the realization that he left me in massive financial debt in my name, and the requirement to leave my home and move somewhere else, and the car accident, all of which happened in 2019. As my youngest son went off to university, just so many things, so many life changing things, all happening in that same time. And I I don't think anybody would have noticed that I lost my sense of fun because I use humor as my coping mechanism. But actually, um, that's a cover up. So people would have said, "Oh, it's so fun and you're so strong," but that's a cover up. That's not me really truly having fun. That's me making light of a situation. But I'm talking about truly having fun, genuine laughter from deep within and enjoyment. So, what I can say, if you're in that time where you're not able to laugh from deep within, it's coming. It's not forever to have these difficulties. It's not forever that we stay down. And when we are down, it's very difficult to be able to see a time when we're going to come back up. We just feel like we're sinking under the water, and it's the surface is so far away, but it's there, you know. And I think when we can tap into our feminine and when we can feel the feelings, we can let them go. We can just let them leave our body. And my mistake for decades was to hold on to it, to stay in the masculine energy, to stay in the appearance of fun, in the getting things done, in the disempowered warrior. They're really always fighting a way through, and that has been proven so many times when people have said, "You're so strong." And I think, "I'm really not." And I started to feel like that was a bit of an insult, really. It wasn't intended by anyone as an insult, but it felt like an insult to me. Like, how can you not see me? But the truth is, I wasn't letting anyone see me. And until you can tap into that vulnerability yourself, until you can start to release, then you can start to tap into that feminine energy and that sense of fun and play. But not until you can do those things. It was such an amazing conversation. Let me see. What did we talk about? We talked about empowerment. We talked about fun. We talked about play. We talked about telling our story. We talked about self love. We talked about challenging narratives. Talked a lot about the patriarchy and about these imaginary rules, which are as made up as the concept of time. Um, Go check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast, Confidence Through Cabaret. Go check out the vodcast on the YouTube channel. If you're on IGTV, you can just go to Confidence Through Cabaret on YouTube. Um, Anywhere where you get your videos and podcasts, it's Confidence Through Cabaret. We are Confidence Through Cabaret on all of the socials, with the exception of Twitter, which is at YBYWYS. I probably have a banner for that somewhere in there. And on Clubhouse, I'm at Heather YBYWYS. Those 6 beautiful letters stand for it is your body, it is your world, and it is your stage. You get to take up space. Wherever you are, keep moving forward. Baby steps. You will get there. Reach out. if you need anything at all, if your imposter voice is kicking your butt, if mindset is holding you back, or if overwhelm is just oh, knocking you out, get in touch. I hang out mostly on Facebook. I'm in the Confidence Through Cabaret community on Facebook. I'm Heather Jean on uh, Facebook for direct messaging, and I would love to hear from you. Please like and subscribe below if you're on the podcast or on YouTube. I love having you here. Thank you so much. Make sure you take up space. Go put on some music and move and take up as much space as you can. It's so freeing. Bye for now.